ready? Okay, so today we're going to be doing a bit of a flow, and we're going to do some salutations, and I think I've done them with you before, but we're not going to just go straight into them. We're going to build up the moves slowly, get our body moving nice and warm, and then we're going to do some nice flows, and then I'm going to enter some other bits into it just to vary. So you can always practice them at home, or when I send you the video, it's got something you can do every morning to get the body. So place your feet together, out to the sides, and drop your heels down. Your hands on your hips, and just a little bit of sway. Just have a little move through the hips from side to side. Let the knees have a little bend and lift the feet off. And start to press through your toes on each side. So just moving through and stretching through the base of the feet. And then sit on one side and just push through that toe and allow the knee just to move so you can feel your weight rolling across the balls. And then place it back down, and let's do that on the other side. So just warming and moving the feet joint. That knee sway. It's also warming up the hips as well as we go along. And then go back to your first foot and just have a little movement through the toes as well. So just, I know it's not everybody's favourite, so if you still want to stay on the balls of the feet, you can do. But it's just to warm up and let those toe joints become a bit around the toes. And let's do that on to the other side as well. So only do it lightly if it's uncomfortable. And obviously you can always sit down and manipulate them with your hands if you feel this is too much to have your weight on top of them. And then just take your feet out, just give them a little circle, really stretching from the ankle, moving the toes. And then back to neutral. And feet slightly wider than hips distance. And you're just going to start moving. Let the knees bend so they're really soft through the knees. 2 or 3 times in one direction, and then 2 or 3 times in the other direction. And then take your hands up nice and high. And I want you to just arch your back very slightly, so you've got to stretch through your back. And have a little move through your back as well, so you're kind of lifting you through your arms. So you're stretching, elongating the sides of the body. Bring your hands back down, bring them into a lattice position. Lovely breath in, and as you exhale, let's push through the fingers and round through the back. So bring the thumbs in nice and tight. Let's breathe in and stretch the back. Hold the breath. And as you exhale, let's reach up and stretch through the tummy. Inhale, bring your hands down. Exhale, let's open up. So drawing the shoulder blades in, take your chin up, nice big stretch. If you can rotate the hands slightly behind you, you're more than welcome to do that to push the wrists out. Take a breath in at the top and release. Bring your hands back up. Let's do that one more time. Tummies are engaged. Breathe in. Exhale, pushing through and rounding. Inhale, coming up, arching the back slightly. Head's nice and loose, there's no tension. Let the shoulders move a little bit this time. Take your head up, big chin up towards the ceiling, big deep breath in, stretching through the front of the body. Exhale, take the hands down behind the back, roll the shoulder blades in, keep that stretch going. Go, breathe in, take the chin up again. Keep the hands still, keep the shoulders engaged. We're going to exhale and chin to chest, just tuck it in slightly and let that arch, slight stretch, very minute stretch happen. Couple of breaths here. And then release. Just let your arms swing. And then we're going to inhale, take the hands up, bend the knees and drop down. Inhale, back up and down. Inhale, back up. Last time, and down. And inhale, come up nice and high. And exhale, just going to take it over and then sway from side to side. So you're using your core strength, we're warming up through the spine, and we're letting the body move. We're going to take it to one side, we're going to swish across the front and up to the other side and back down. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands up nice and tall. Can't see on the screen, but put your hands together in a thumbs crossed over, prayer position above your head. Just lean your hands back very slightly. Nice stretch through the body again. And if you can, I want you to see if you can bring your hands down behind your head. Draw your elbows in and hold open your chest. Breathe in. And then exhale, open and release. Move the shoulders. Move the hands. Move the fingers. Okay. We're just going to, because we're going to be using the wrists, we're going to go down facing dog. That's why we're going to move the shoulders around. We're going to do the wrists as well. So we're going to put the hand out in front of us. We're going to put the thumb underneath and press down on the hand. So we're going to stretch, try and keep this arm nice and straight. From that first, you can see what's happening. So the thumb comes underneath, put it on top. Turn the wrist in the opposite direction, and let's pull on the fingers very slightly. Not, you know, exaggerating pain, but feel that stretch and keep that arm straight if you. And now let's move on to the other side. It's just getting those wrist muscles a bit loose, a bit warmer. And then let's turn the hand in the opposite direction. Neutral spine. And then just release and let the wrists move. So all we're going to do is just let those wrists move in and out, round and around. And then we're going to squeeze the hands together as much as we can. So squeeze, 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 really pull those fingers in nice and tight. And then stretch the fingers out as much as you can. Stretch them all through the joints. And then drop them and shake. Put your hands on your back. Against your spine. We're going to draw the shoulder blades in and open up the chest again. And we're just going to have a little bit of a stretch to that body. Breathe in. As you exhale, I want you to squeeze your glutes slightly and put your hips forward. What I don't want you to do is be under any strain. So I want you to squeeze your bum, shoulders nice and loose. If you need to stand up slightly, that's fine, but we're stretching from the hips. Heads nice and loose. The reason why we do this is because this is the first move with our hands removed. So we're going to inhale back to centre, bring your hands into prayer. We're going to inhale, take the hands up, keep them in prayer, squeeze your glutes, push your hips slightly forward and just arch your back very slightly. Chin's going to come up if you can, rounding through your little toes while you hold yourself here. If you need to bend your knees to take the strain, you can do. But if you can, I want you to push your hips forward, reaching, really stretching and elongating through the body. Big deep breath in again. And as you exhale, you're going to contract your tummy muscles, you're going to bend your knees, and you're just going to drop forward. Feel that stretch happen in the lower area of the back down towards the tailbone. Try and get your body against your legs. Hands forward, put the weight forward in your toes. Let your head drop. Breathe in and out. Nice relaxed position. Put your hands into ragdoll for a moment, and even though you're leaning against your legs, just let the shoulders open up a little bit while you're down here. So what I want you to feel is though the back's being pulled forward, so you're opening up like a concertina because your arms are moving and creating space down the spine. Put your hands on your knees, lift your head up. Contract around. Inhale, take your hands back up over your head, back into that prayer position with the fingers. Exhale, lean, squeeze. You can either keep the bum still and just arch to the back, or you can squeeze and push the hips forward. It's up to you what you feel comfortable in doing. Big deep breath in, round through the little toes. Exhale, bend the knees slightly again. Let's drop forward. Wiggle the bum around here so you can feel the moving from the middle of the spine down towards the tailbone. Those muscles are just relaxing. And now see if you can, if you need a block, do use one, but I want you to see if you can straighten your legs and bend them again. We're going to do that a couple of times. In fact, let's do it 4 times. Straighten. Bend. Keep them straight if you can. If you need to put a slight crack in them, that's all right. Bring your hands into your ragdoll with either straight legs or a slight crack in the knee. Remember, we're still warming up. Let's move through the shoulders again. So swaying in ragdoll, feeling the stretch.
And then drop your hands down. Bring your hands to your knees. Lift your head up. Breathe in. Contract around. Inhale, reaching up nice and high, hands back into prayer. So if you notice what we're doing, we're squeezing the bum to activate and warm the glutes and push the hips forward to stretch through the hip flexors. And then we're going to take a breath in. We're going to contract through the front. Let the tailbone lift so you're stretching through the glutes, and we're going to come back down. So what you're doing is warming through those 2 points. Straighten your legs if you can. Bend one knee, keep one straight, drop the body weight down, weights in front of the toes if you can. Let the head drop and wobble. Inhale onto the other side. Let the head drop, let it wobble. And again, one more time on each side. Thinking through that hip, bending one knee. Almost letting the body go floppy. Encouraging that stretch, and again onto the other side. Straighten both legs, tilt your tailbone up towards the sky slightly. If you need to bend the knees to get a deeper stretch, that's fine. Let the head fall forward. Couple of breaths. And bring your hands onto your straight legs this time. Lift up your head, arching your back, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Just contract around all the way through the body and lift up. And we're going to go down in different manners. So I want you to put your hands into prayer position. Squeeze underneath your glutes, pushing the forward. Take a breath in. We're going to open up the hands. We're going to take them behind us so you've got a nice big stretch in the shoulders. Back through the front, release the glutes, and we're going to dive down. Legs straight, let the hands come down, fall into a full fold. Head wobble. We're going to put the hands just above the knees, not on the knees, but above the knees. Lift the head up. Contract around, open back up. Hands at the top. Breathe in. Exhale, open, take the hands behind you. Let's stretch happen through the chest, drawing the shoulder blades. Then turn the palms away from you. Big deep breath in. Let's lean forward, opening up the glutes, stretch through back hamstrings, and diving back down. Let the head. Knees, one last wobble. Your hands on your knees again, bend your knees, open up your seat area, lift your head up. Exhale, contract around. And just loosely bring the arms up and release. Now bring yourself to the front of your mat, or near the front of your mat. So maybe step back. I want you to be aware of what you're doing. There's space around you as well. Okay. So bring the hands back into prayer, and we're going to practice the move we just put together. We're going to inhale, and we're going to take the hands up. We're going to lean slightly back. Squeeze, hold, head's nice and loose. Remember, we're still warming the body up. Big deep breath in. Open up the hands as you exhale, turn your palms, open up the seat, leading with the chest, and down. Got a marker move, so you can either do 2 things. You can put your hands above your knees and lift your head up. If you feel, you can go one foot there. We're going to drop the body back down. Or the other move you can do is, if you cannot comfortably reach your finger at the floor, put your fingertips on the ground and lift your body by extending the arms. So you've got 2. You can either come up, put your hands down, lift your head up, and then back into your forward fold. Feel that stretch increase. Keep that. If you need to keep your knees bent because it's still early, you want to tilt that tailbone up towards the sky. If you need to give your knees a little bit of a wobble, that's absolutely fine. Now place your hands on the ground. If you need to bend your knees to reach the ground, that's fine. Bring them out slightly in front of you. We're going to very gently slide one foot. Before we do anything, we're just going to warm through that hip. So I want you to see, if in this balanced position, you can open up your knee and round through your hip on this leg. So both directions, not too much strain, just feeling as though there's movement. And then we're going to bend the knee at the front, open the back leg up, and step back into a nice lunge. Let's see if we can make sure this is in line with each other. Drop your knee down behind. Bring your hands up. Squeeze your bum. Let's have a little stretch through this area. Head's nice and loose, shoulders down away from your ears. Open up that chest by breathing in and keeping shoulder blades drawn together, drawing in together while your hands are on your knees. Big deep breath in. Breath go. If you feel you can, you're going to lift your hands up and over your head. You can take them back slightly. That's lovely as well, but don't do it if it's too much. Too much pressure in your spine. Always drop your hands down for support. So big deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Up with the knee off the back leg. Lift the foot back up. And then place that foot back down into your forward fold. Excellent. Put your hands on your knees, lift your head up. As you exhale, you're going to open up your hands to the side, squeeze your bum muscles to lift, come up nice and tall. Breathe in. Exhale, open up the hands behind, stretch through that chest. We're going to dive back down. So we're going to come all the way back down. Let the head fall. Walk your fingertips slightly forward. Slide the other foot out behind you and lift it off the ground. Bend that knee and just circle that hip with the knee. Again, 3 times in one direction. And then 3 times in the other direction. Excellent movements, people. It's good because I can see all of you on my screen. And then take that leg out behind you. Bend your front knee, breathe in. As you exhale, see if you can drop that back foot down. Drop your knee down. Let's have a look at your positioning. You can stay down if you'd like to, but I know you're all quite capable. Coming up. Rounding through the shoulders. Head's nice and loose, opening up the chest by drawing the shoulder blades in. Feeling that stretch now, because it's still first thing in the morning. Inhale, taking the hands up. If you feel you want to arch slightly, you can, but if not, don't worry. Make sure there's no tension in the fingers. Take this as a time to rest the hands, because we're going to be using the wrists quite a lot in a moment. Big, deep breath in. Exhale, coming forward, place the hands down. Inhale, let's see if we can very gently lift the knee off and lift back and come back into your balance. Take a breath in. Exhale, place your foot hips distance apart back on the ground and drop your head down. Your knees a little wobble here. And then inhale, take your hands up and over the head. And exhale, just bring your hands down and release. Let your shoulders move. Hands up. Bring your hands into prayer. Inhale, take your hands up. Retain the breath. Super glute breath. So hold the breath. We're going to arch through, push the hips forward, arch through the back. And then we're going to open up the hands. Exhale now. Coming forward and dropping down. Weights in the front of your toes. Don't forget to keep the weight in the front. Inhale either to your fingertips or your knees. So come up. Open up. So push that tailbone up to open up that seat area. And as you exhale, let the body fall back down. Inhale. We're going to lift one foot straight up behind us. And exhale, place it straight down into a lunge. Now just keep your knee off the ground if you can this time. Just going to lift your head up, and I want you to push your heel away from you, so you're starting to feel the stretch from the knee down to the base of the calf. So the head's nice and loose, there's no stress on it. You've got a straight line from the tailbone to the tip of the head, so you're not dipping the head nor lifting it too high. You can move the hips around, move the knees around. In. Go. Place your knee down again. Lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Retain the breath as you hold, let the hands move. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, lifting that foot back up. Exhale, drawing it back to hips distance apart and on the ground. Put your hands onto your knees, lift your head up. Exhale, open up that seat area, coming back down, place your fingertips back down. Inhale, take the other foot out behind you. Exhale, bend that knee, place the back foot down into that lunge, keep your knee off the ground. Let's make sure our heel and our knee position is correct. Move through the hips if you need to. Have a little sway, have a little bit of movement. Push your heel away from you. Your weight's over the front of your body almost, but your heel is being pushed away from you, so you can feel that stretch start to happen down the backs of the legs. We've already got stretching up here. We need to make sure it moves all the way down to the heel. Now, place your knee down. Inhale, you can put your foot flat, or you can have it engaged. Bring it up with the hands. Take the breath, nice big stretch. And then exhale, coming forward. Inhale, lift that back foot back off. Exhale, placing the foot back to hips distance apart into your forward fold. The hands round the side, bend your knees slightly, coming up, breathing in, contract your glutes to get all the way to the top. Exhale, bring your hands down in front of your heart. Breathe in and out. Nice and rooted, exhale. Remember, we retain the breath when we go up, so we're going to take the hands back up over the head. Retain it as we arch the back, use the air to support the spine. Exhale, contract through the hip flexors, all through the tummy muscles, coming all the way down towards the ground without diving this time and dropping down. Onto your fingertips, lift your head, or come to your knees, lift your head as you breathe in, and as you exhale, you're just going to slide a foot back out into a nice low lunge. We're going to change it slightly now. You can stay here, or you can add in a bit more of a difficult move. So we're going to inhale. You can put your knee down if you want, but try and keep that back knee off the ground. Lift the body up. This is quite challenging to feel too. So let it sink through. You're going to feel that through the top of the leg. Squeeze your bum muscles. Hold yourself here. Body up and out your hips. Rounding through your little toe. You're supporting knee at the front. Big deep breath in. Exhale, coming forward. We're going to add a variation in. Then lift your head up. And as you exhale, take the leg out to a plank. Now pop your knees down for the moment. Just let your head have some movement. Just want you to move. Just lift your knees off so you're only very slightly away from the ground. And I just want you to sway over your wrists a little bit. Too much, don't do it, that's fine. And then I want you to go into child's pose and just release that off. Breathe in and out. Come back up. Come into your plank. You can do full plank, if not, keep your knees down. Head's nice and loose. Big deep breath in. Place the knees down. Step the foot forward. Lift the back foot off the ground and place yourself back into your forward fold. A couple of lets and let the head down, we'll let the shoulders go. Feel that seat area open, move the knees around. Once your fingertips on your knees, lift your head up. Now I'm going to work with that other foot. Slide it out and take it down. You go that one step further. We're going to inhale. You can always keep your back knee down. I'm going to come up. Lifting out your hips, squeezing your bum muscle, everything's engaged. Try not to let your front knee wobble if you can help it. Big deep breath in. Exhale, come down with the hands. Take your foot out, see if you can maintain a full plank, but you can always drop your knees down if you need to. Breath in and out. Drop your knee down onto your fingertips. Sink into child's pose, have a little rest. Rest. Inhale, coming up, back into plank. We're going to very gently, onto your fingertips, slide a foot forward, place it back down, lift your back foot off the ground again. Now that was just to warm through the body a bit more. With the actual sun salutation, it's probably going to be a little bit more simple for you. Let the knees move a moment. Take the hands round and out to the side, squeeze through the bum muscles, lifting up nice and high. Then exhale, bring them down towards the heart. Couple of breaths. Heart rate will increase. Remember, when you stand in these positions, not to let your pelvic floor and your core to stand. So we still engage. Hands into prayer still. Taking the hands up, opening up. Open up your hands this time and see if you can lean back slightly. Keep the hips in slightly, so you're stretching through the seat area. Exhale, we're going to dive forward. And drop the head down. Inhale, fingertips or knees, lift the head up. As you exhale, everybody's going to take their left foot and place it down. We're going to add this in. We don't necessarily have to have it, but we are going to have it. We're going to inhale and come up into a nice low warrior one lunge. And exhale. Back down. Inhale, take the right foot back into a plank. Exhale, you can drop your knees if you need to. Go to chaturanga and then upward facing dog. Keep your knees down, you can even go to cobra if you want. We're going to be here for a second. Just let the hips drop down. Let your hips move from side to side. Have a movement through your shoulders, so we feel like we've got some movement through the hips and the shoulders. Roll everything into the centre line of the body, so feet together, knees together. Just going to feel that stretch through the front of the body. Squeeze your bum, take it out of your back. Always slack yourself down. Big deep breath in. Going to very gently roll through the back. Open up there. Dig the toes in into downward facing dog. Now walk through your feet on either side. Move the heels. Stretch through each foot at a time. Remember, the weight's not over your wrists, so when you go in, you take the bum back. Away, you've got that nice straight line from the tailbone all the way down to the wrist, with the weight in the middle of the body, not over the hands. Now rest on one foot, so one leg's nice and straight if you can get it that way. Rest on the other toe. If you feel you can bend the knee and bring it and touch the other one. Breathe in. Exhale, place that back down. A lot more challenging. Inhale, let's bring the knee up. Keep that other leg straight. Exhale, and with the left foot again, lift up the leg just a little bit. It might not be very high. We're going to push off the back toe. So what we're going to do is push off the back toe, bring the knee in towards the chest, and see if we can place it back down into that nice lunge. Well done. I can see some variations there, so that's brilliant. Those that want to go that bit further. Excellent. Really well done, everybody. Big deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hand down. Lift your back foot off, slide it forward, back into your forward fold. Your knees. Make sure they're hips distance apart. Have a little rest here. Breathe in and out. Straighten the legs. You can keep them slightly bent. It doesn't matter if they still feel like they're not warm. That's fine. Weights in front of the toes. Take the hands round the sides. Contract through and up the legs towards the bum muscles. Coming up nice and high. Reaching up. And bringing the hands back down in front of the heart. And breathe. Inhale, taking the hands back up. Exhale, arch through the body, so stick the tailbone out slightly behind you, arching through the front of the body, open up the hands and diving back down towards the ground. Inhale, lift onto your fingertips or your knees. Exhale, your right foot is going to come out behind you and you're going to place yourself down into a nice low lunge. Put your knee down. Remember, vary this to suit you. Or step out of moves. Inhale, coming up with the hands, nice and high. If you want to lean back, still retaining the breath if you can. Exhale, coming back down with the hands. Now you can put your knee down. Remember, you can always do that. Slide the front foot out to meet the other one. And pop yourself into a plank position. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Pull the elbows in and we're going to come down. Drop the feet. Lift the head up. And this time we're just going to go straight into child's pose. But we might finish that whole section and then I might just go back to chaturanga so you can know how to do it properly. Round through your back, come up halfway, dig your toes and push away from your hands into downward facing dog. And we'll move through your heels on either side again. But what I want you to do is move over your wrists and back to downward facing dog a couple of times. If it's too much for your shoulders, come out of it. If you need to put your knees down. A couple of times. And then with the knees, if you feel you can, we're going to bend them and lower them. So we're going to keep the feet as it is, but just bring the knees close towards the ground and back up. Just a couple of times. And with your left foot, you're going to push off your right foot, step forward. You can always come onto your fingertips and try and place your foot down. Lift back up into your warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, slide the foot forward, place it back down, hips distance apart. Exhale, let your head drop. Bring your hands around the side, squeeze through the back of your legs up towards your bum to lift yourself back up. And exhale, bring your hands into prayer. Now I want to teach you two things to make that routine a little bit easier for you, so you know what you're doing at home. So what I want you to do is get yourself, first of all, into downward facing dog. So we're going to place our knees down, we're going to come down onto slightly wider all fours, so the knees are slightly further away from the hands than they normally would be. You're going to dig your toes in, and you're going to pop your bum near your heels. So not on your heels, but near your heels. As you come up, you're going to peel your knees away, so you can see how my shoulders drop in line with my back and my wrists, and the weight away from your stuff. And keep my knees bent. I've got that nice stretch all the way, and a straight line all the way down from my tailbone to my wrists. So in this position, just have a little bit of a stretch and a move around. Let the hips move, let the body sway, anything that feels quite nice. So I'm going to teach you how to do a step through. If you want to come down out of it, you can do and watch, that's absolutely fine. With a step through, it's always better if you can get your leg up slightly behind you, bend your knee. I've got really strong wrists, so I can come onto my fingers. You might come onto a fist, but there is the alternative that if you've got blocks, you can always use blocks as well. Use books, you can use cushions, anything that you know is going to support you, is going to give you that height. Because what you want to be able to do is push, see my back foot, lift that heel up, come onto my toes, done nice and high. It's going to give me loads of space. If I did it like this, I'd be stuck. Because I'm lifting my bum in the air, I'm getting space, I can take the weight back over my wrists and drop the foot down. So, you want to have a go at that, I could try it. So let's get back. So you've got your blocks, or you can do it on your fingertips. Hands underneath the shoulders. Not keep them away from your hips and your knees. Take your weight up into your downward facing dog. Either fingertips or blocks if you can. If not, don't worry, you can always go onto your knees and step forward. Lift your knee, bend it on the free foot that's going to be moving forward, travelling, and then come onto your toes. So lift your weight up through your toes and step yourself forward. That was good. Really good. And then just slide your foot back and have a little rest just to release your shoulders. But what we might do is just come back up, hands underneath shoulders for a moment, dig your toes in, take your weight back, and lift back into downward facing dog. Now this is your challenge. You can keep your hands still, you can watch your fingertips, you can use your blocks, it doesn't matter. We're going to lift the knee up, and we're going to come in and hug the knee in towards the chest and back out. We're not going into plank, we're still staying in almost a down dog, but we're going to protract off the back foot. And we're going to do that 4 times. Just squeezing through the tummy muscles. And back down. Let's do that on the other side. When you feel ready, bringing that other foot up, travelling foot up. Lift the back heel off. Slide forward, squeeze through and back again. Do that 2, 3, 4 times, whatever feels comfortable to do. You can feel you contracting through your tummy muscles, rounding through your back. You're giving yourself space by using your stomach muscles and the muscles into back to downward facing dog. And then bring down to your knees. Sink into child's pose. Have a little rest there. Let the tummy rest. Rest. Let yourself breathe. It's quite nice to breathe. Now, I know we haven't all got blocks, but before we do a chaturanga, what I want you to do is just come up and open up your body and sway and move through your shoulders. Probably feel quite a lot of this happening around here, so just let the shoulders move and open. Let your wrists have some movement as well. Now, you can also do this for cushions. I know not everybody's got blocks. I'm going to give you a nice simple version of it, in fact, so I'm going to move the blocks out of the way because I think it's hard to teach when I'm not actually with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down. I want to make sure, keep your knees down behind. Wrists are very much in line with your shoulders. They're not out to the side. We're not doing a press up towards your shoulders. And we're going to let those hips drop to a point where we're not dropping all the way, but they're not lifting the bum. Now, turn your crease, bit which you'll bend through your elbow towards me, so you're rotating your biceps outwards. Okay, so hands are on the ground, your fingers, your index finger is pointing straight forward, your thumb slightly in, and your other fingers are sprayed out, because it just gives you that little bit of balance. And also, if you keep your hands still, you can go straight to stand facing dog. So we're going to rotate those biceps outwards by bringing the insides of the arms to face forward. Now, if you've got this, if you've done this correctly, you won't be able to take them out to the side. You'll have to release them to take them out to the side. If you've done this properly, you should be able to bring them in and scrape down the sides of the body. And then push back through, keep them up against the sides of the body to upward facing dog. If you've done it properly, you'll feel it through your elbows and through your triceps rather than through your shoulders, rather than through the biceps and across the back. Let's do that again. Hands are in place, index fingers are pointing forward. Spreading the hands out to the sides. Knees are down for the moment. We rotate the biceps towards the outside of the body. Means the insides of the arms are facing forward. We bring the elbows in towards the body. Slide down. Keep them touching the rib cage, the arms and the elbows. Inhale, come back up, push through those triceps, come up to upward facing dog. Back down again, keep them engaged, touching the side of the body. Last time, keep them touching, don't let them splay out. I know it's going to be starting to feel a bit weaker. Push up nice and high. And then exhale, let's go into child's pose and release the back. And then roll through the back. Coming up nice and tall, lift the hands up over the head. And move through the wrist. Now, we're going to put everything together. It's going to be a lot simpler. There's not going to be any sort of lunges with the hands above the head. It's going to be much more fluid movement. But I want you to think about the breath. So really listen to what I'm saying about the breath. So when I say breathe in, I want you to try and retain it for the amount of time. Every time you do a move, you're either breathing in and you're breathing out. The longer you take to breathe in and out, the longer you have to do that move. So if you want more time, think about what your breath's doing. So we'll come to the front of the mat. I might change direction. I might go here today. So come to the near the front of the mat. It doesn't have to be at the front, but near the front of the mat. You know when you step back, you're going to be staying on that. Actually, I can't do that because I want hands on that. Okay. Hands into prayer. We all start here with bringing it with the good intentions. Where the solar plexus gives us energy, so we're drawing up and bringing it over. Feet are hips distance apart. Hands are engaged. Contract the tummy muscles. Everything's nice and neutral through the spine. Inhale, take your hands up, open them up, palms facing in. Arch your back, breathe in and hold the breath. Taking that as you stretch. Now turn your palms, dive down, we exhale. Inhale, fingertips on knees. Exhale, take your left foot back. Hands come level with your foot. Breathe in, lift your chin, keep your rest of your body still. Exhale, take your right foot back. Okay, the last of the breath, chaturanga yourself down towards the ground. You can keep your knees down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your fingertips with the foot behind. Exhale, contract around through and bring that foot through and try and touch it down on the ground. Doesn't matter if you have to stand up to do it. Inhale, step your other foot forward. Exhale, let your weight fall into a forward fold. Inhale, take your hands round and up and over the head. And exhale, bring the hands down towards the heart. Inhale, taking it back up nice and high. Retain the breath as you arch the back. Exhale, let's dive forward, stretching through the backs of the legs. Inhale, fingertips or knees, lift that head. Keep the breath in, take your foot out, exhale into your nice slow lunge. Inhale, lifting your chin up, staying with it, still with the body. Exhale, let's take it out to a plank position with the rest of the breath still leaving your body into chaturanga. Inhale, a very loose up dog. Exhale, lift through your knees, downward facing dog. Always going up on the exhale and down dog. Move through the knees for a moment, just have a settle. Inhale, come onto your fingertips, lift your right foot in towards your body. Exhale, step forward into a nice lunge. Breathe in. Bring your foot forward, and as you exhale, let the body fall down. Inhale, round the sides of the body, lifting up, squeezing through the bum. And exhale, bring the hands down towards the heart. Do that rep again. Start on the left foot, and on the second rep, we start on the right foot. Okay? Hands into prayer, nice loose position with the head. When your heart rates up and you start to move through your body. Inhale, taking your hands up, arch your back slightly, open up your palms. Retain the breath as you stretch, you feel the air move around your lungs. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, fingertips on knees, lifting the head, straighten the arm. We exhale by dropping the left foot back. Inhale, lift your head up. And we exhale by going straight into plank and then straight down towards the ground. Let that breath go. Inhale, lift the head, very loose up dog. Away from your ears. Exhale, you can use your knees or you can do it without. Exhale, down facing dog. Inhale onto your fingertips, lift the leg up. Step that foot forward, exhale. Inhale, lift your head up. Retain for a second. Exhale, step your foot forward and let your body fall down. Inhale, take the hands round and up over the head. Exhale, bring them down in front of your heart. Inhale, straight back up, open up the hands. So keep that breath there. You can always move your shoulders around if you need that space. Exhale, diving down forward. Inhale, lifting your right leg up. Exhale, placing it down. Inhale, lifting your chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, two moves, so into plank and down in one go. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, down facing dog. Inhale, lifting your left foot off the ground. Exhale, stepping through, propelling off the back foot, place it down. Inhale, lift your head up here. Exhale, bring your other foot in into your forward fold. Let everything dangle. Inhale, take your hands up and over your head. And exhale, draw the hands back down towards the heart. Put your hands down, give them a bit of a shake and a bit of a wobble. Let your shoulders move. Let your head move. All I want you to do is just round your back. So we're going to, with your tailbone, we're going to tilt it forward. Squeeze your bum muscles, tilt forward. Let the back start to round. You're not stretching the front of your body or moving through or hinging from the hips. You're really squeezing here so you can get that nice round spine. Reach as far as, with your hips being pushed on, to reach as far down without actually hinging through the top of the body. Breathe in. Now release the bum, let your body weight fall forward. Head's nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Let it walk. Put your hands into ragdoll. Let's have a little sway from side to side. Nicely. Let them sway, let them move. Bend your knees, drop your weight down onto your legs, drop your hands down, tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. We're going to very gently see if we can come down onto our toes. And then very gently sit ourselves down. And reach your hands up nice and high. And then we're going to round through the back and come down onto the ground. Bring your knees in towards your chest and let your weight rock from side to side. So let go of your knees, just let them move independently. Knees touching each other as they move, just let them rock across your back. Go all the way down to the ground if you feel you can take it that far. And then we're going to place one foot on the ground. We're going to place one foot on top of that knee. So we're going towards the leg, which is the foot on the ground. So you've got your left leg down and your right foot on top of that knee. We're going to fall to the left. We're just going to rock to one side. See if we can stretch through the back. Keep your shoulders against the ground, let the whole body relax. And again. And then roll back up. Place your other foot down. Place the other one on the top. So your right foot's on the ground, your left foot's on your knee. I'm going to roll towards the right. So let the body roll over to the other side. And you're going to let that shoulder stay against the ground. Don't let it lift. Take a breath in and out. You can always look towards your back hand. Breath go, let your body sink. Lovely. Nice and good. One more. Inhale, roll back up. Cross your feet over, and we're going to roll up and back down 3 times. So just invigorating the spine, making sure those messages are going all the way through the body. And all the energy centers work and flow. Well, very gently. No, it's not that straightforward. Up and into the forward fold. And I don't move my feet, but I know that's not as easy for everybody. Take your hands up and over your head. And exhale, just drop them back down. Let your head move for a moment, let your knees wobble. A couple of nice breaths. Take your hands back over your head. Bring your hands back down towards your heart. Take a really lovely long breath in. Let it go. And again, to let it go. And let it go. Take your hands up one more time. Exhale, open up your hands. Inhale, take the hands back up, lift back up over your head. And exhale, bring the hands back down in front of you. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Let me